All right, so we are in chapter 5 today, section 3, cash flow your college education. So basically, what I'm going to do is just go through the blanks. I'm not going to just list off the words. We're going to kind of go through the section just so you get the content as well, because you will be quizzed and or tested on this probably next week if you are watching this. On the day it's posted or the same week it's posted. So I just want to make sure everyone has the same information, all on the same page, has the right content and all that. And this is actually a really great chapter, especially this section 3 here, because this class is composed of juniors and seniors. And so this is really good, applicable information for you. And I hope you're able to take some of these things and put them into practice. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Section 3, cash flow your college education. I am on page 110, just so we're all there. Under plan ahead, it says, do you need a plan? Start now. Get help from your parents and school counselor along the way. Planning for college involves more than just ACT scores and college applications. You must understand how much it is going to cost. That includes tuition, books, living expenses, those types of things, and know how you are going to pay for it. A lot of young adults, by a lot I mean most, do not consider those things until they are in the thick of it. And so you will be way ahead of the curve if you think about those things ahead of time and then put a plan into action as to how you will start funding these things, whether it's through any of the different resources available to you that we're going to discuss in this video. Get good grades. One thing you can do right now is get good grades. Those will do more than just get you into the school and career that you want. Those are obviously what's used to get scholarships, often grants, things of that nature. So you will want to make sure those are in place. Making good grades and scoring well on the ACT or the SAT will also make you stand out from other applicants to the college that you are looking to apply to. Under shop around, it's a good idea to narrow your choices down to 6 schools or less. During this process, consider each school's degree programs, living expenses, and tuition. So just really make sure that you're paying attention to what will be required of you from a financial standpoint, because you most definitely will be able to save a lot of money going to a different school possibly that offers the same degree and program that you're interested in. Next, keep in mind that more expensive doesn't always mean better quality. Your future happiness, success, and income will have very little to do with the prestige or name recognition of the college you attend. So, kind of just back to the point I just made before, um, uh, the names of schools, Ivy League colleges, those types of things, those may impress people, but that really doesn't matter when it comes to your job, your career choice. A lot of times, it's just you just need that degree. It's not a matter of what school you went to, and so it could cost you tens of thousands more to get the same degree, depending on what school you go to. So really shop around in that way, and this is the time to do that in your junior and senior year. Next, attending a community college for your first 2 years is a great way to knock out your freshman and sophomore years at a low cost. Many of you are doing dual enrollment, so you're already doing that. But for the courses that you have to take, that's what I did. I went to a community college for the first 2 years. Then I transferred to UNF, and I got the same degree I would have gotten if I went to UNF for 4 years, and cost a lot less. So going to continue in that note there. If you plan to continue your education after your 2-year degree, work closely with your advisor to make sure the classes you take are going to transfer to your 4-year university of choice. That will be very important. Okay. Moving on page 112, applying for financial aid. In order to make the most of cash flowing, that one blank is cash flowing. In order to make the most of cash flowing college, you've got to focus on the specifics like filling out your financial paperwork, researching scholarships, and finding part-time work opportunities. So just like when we talked about funding that emergency fund, any spare cash that you can get your hands on, anything you don't need for expenses, you are just shoveling that into an account or savings of some sort to fund any extra necessities for school, living expenses, books, whatever. So some of those opportunities include, number one, filling out the FAFSA form. So that blank there is FAFSA. The FAFSA, the FAFSA, or the Free Application for Federal Student Aid, is the first step to receiving any kind of financial aid. Next note, the FAFSA form needs to be completed each year that you are in college. The sooner you turn the form in, the more likely you are to get financial help because some federal funding is the blank, is awarded on a first come, first served basis. So the earlier, the better. Remember, student loans are bad news. Make sure you ask that the student loans be removed from your funding. So you're not interested in loans. Ideally, you're interested in free money, not money you have to pay back. Okay. All right, moving on. Explore grants. Grants are golden. I personally had a few of those going through school as well as scholarships. But it says federal and state governments offer grants that are usually need-based. The FAFSA will determine which grants you qualify for. Examples include the federal Pell Grant, P-E-L-L, Pell Grant, and state-specific grants. And basically, grants are free money. Okay, you do not have to pay that back. Research scholarships. Another form of free money is scholarships. You should never pay to apply for scholarships, ever, ever, ever. And do not give out your social security number when you apply. Just a little word to the wise. And if you look down there at the bottom of 113, you can kind of read through that, where to find scholarships. There are a lot of online resources, of course, and different things that you can explore as far as where to find scholarships. And those are all based on different merits and qualifications, criteria, etc. Page 114, continued applying for financial aid, when to visit the financial aid office. If you get stuck at any point in the process, stop by your college's financial aid office. All right, if your financial situation has changed, a parent has been laid off, medical situation, different things, just keep them in the know of what's going on because that can and will change your financial qualifications, your standing, status, etc. And so you don't want to receive money on a false basis, even if it was unintentional, and then you are going to be required to pay that back at some point and you weren't prepared for that. Or if your financial situation has changed and you're able to get more money, you qualify for more money, you want to be able to take advantage of that as well. All right, look down to research work opportunities. So listen, it's not free money per se because you're working for it, but get a part-time job. I worked through college. Some people like that, some don't. If you don't have to, that's fine. But if you need to or you want to, it's great financially, and it's a great discipline to have. Research shows that students who work up to 20 hours a week have the highest GPA of any type of student in college because they often develop good time management skills. So definitely offers a lot of skills for you, obviously the financial benefits. And then work on or off campus. You can find jobs off campus that offer flexible schedules for students in a variety of roles. I definitely had that opportunity. I worked for a company a couple companies that offer tuition reimbursement. So in addition to scholarships or other things, you can also qualify for a company's scholarship or tuition reimbursement, and it's just money on top of money. All right. So really, the point of this lesson is you should not have to go into debt to go to college. Now, I know that there are some cases where parents or students feel like it's necessary or it's the easier way, but there are so many opportunities to where if you really were smart about it, you really started planning early at this stage in your life, and you were determined, you do not have to graduate with debt. My wife didn't, I didn't, And we by no means aren't the example or anything, but just from personal testimony, you don't have to. Uh, there are definitely ways to get around that. And obviously, whatever courses or schools that you're looking at, or whatever degrees you're looking to get, those can change. Obviously, the higher you go, the more it costs. So I get that, but it's not an absolute a law that if you're going to go through school that you're just going to graduate with debt. It's inevitable. No, that's not true. So I think that the rest of the lesson there is free of blanks. So it's just another page or two. So again, I do want you just to go through that, be familiar with it, read through it real quick. It's a pretty short read, and you will see some of these things next week, like I said, on the test. If any questions or comments, concerns, feel free to type them down below or to hit me up and let me know. Otherwise, we will talk soon. Bye, guys.